Stuffies! Come on, let's go, Stuffies! Alright, whoa, Stuffies! Just can't wait for Stuffies! Oh yeah, Stuffies! Yeah! Walking down the street. No! Oh my, what's going on? Oh, Poober. Oh, it's just awful, terrible, and awful. What's going on? Oh, look, the honey. Yeah, I see the honey. Yeah, but it doesn't look the same. Doesn't it look stickier and harder to you? Well, actually, when I look closer at it, it does. I better go open the top of the can to see if anything happened. Maybe somebody accidentally punctured it. Oh, dear. Oh, see anything yet? Oh, no, I'm just popping open the lid. Oh, dun, dun, dun. Oh, what is it? What did you find? Well, as I suspected, somebody punched a huge hole in the top of the lid. Well, I wonder who that could have been. Really? Oh, all right, it was me. I was so desperate for the honey, and the lid wouldn't open on its own, so I jumped on top of the jar and punched through the metal lid with my own bare paws. Really? Because that story doesn't seem consistent with the holes I'm finding. Even if you could punch through this lid with your bare paws, it would be a wide hole. And these seem to indicate something sharper and thinner. All right, I didn't use my bare paws. I used a knife. I thought so. Hi. But while you were enjoying the thick, decadent honey at the time, what you didn't think about was future oxygenation. What's oxygenation? Well, oxygenation is the process of something being exposed to a lot of oxygen for a long time. I see, due to this tinfoil covering over here, that you tried to cover your tracks. Well, I did, and it worked. Well, sorta. But in between the time that you broke into the jar and put the tinfoil on it, the honey oxygenated. It absorbed a lot of oxygen, which circulated around the jar for a long period of time, evaporating all the moisture and slowly but surely making the honey hard. So, essentially, it's now hard, sticky candy. What? But I can't eat this. I was always eating honey. Oh, wait, don't the stuffed and reserves have backup? Well, yeah, but that was the honey we were counting on for the winter. You see, honey is out of season right now, and all the bees that produce it are either hibernating or, well, dead. So I suspect we won't be getting in a shipment of honey until late March and early April. What? But that's almost 3 months away! Yes, you could hibernate till then. But I'd miss so much stuff. The trips, the holidays. Yeah, and the deadline for hibernation was November. So we'll have to resort to the next best option, maple syrup. But maple syrup? That wet, sticky syrup? Yeah, I prefer honey any day. Really? Have you ever tried maple syrup before? Well, no. But I'm still not sure. Well, you could either do that, or you could get a spoon and start scraping off this honey candy stick delicious thing to eat. I'll take my chances with the maple. Alright, you see, maple syrup comes from the tree sap of deciduous maple trees. You see, the trees produce sap so they can produce new leaves in the spring. But some of this sap is runoff, and it collects right under the bark. And that's just exactly what we tap for. You mean tap, like when they put a hollow peg into the bark of the tree and drain the syrup into the bucket? Exactly. And like our friends at Soak Up Farms over here have been doing for 3 generations now, They go out into the woods, they tap the trees, they boil it down slowly but surely. They grade it for sweetness, check it for sanitary issues anyway. They bottle it and send it right to us. Another high point of maple syrup is the consumption. We've had that jar of honey for over 3 years now, and only you've been consuming it. But we've had this maple syrup jar for a little over a month, I'd say, and already 2/3 of it are gone, mostly consumed for pancakes and French toast. But that's just how delicious it is. Finally, maple syrup doesn't have any sweeteners, no hidden salts or sugars, and no preservatives. The only ingredient on the ingredient list is pure grade A New York maple syrup. So, here you go. I encourage you to give it a try. Well, I guess I've got nothing to lose. Wow, this maple syrup tastes delicious. Yeah, see? It's delicious, nutritious, and most of all, naturally sourced. Wow, maybe this maple syrup thing isn't so bad after all. I'm glad you've come around. Well, I gotta go. See you later, Poober. Thanks for showing me maple syrup, Reino. No problem. I wonder what else I could use maple syrup for. First test. White plain bread. Here we go. Alright, yeah. There we go. Alright, let's see how this tastes. That tastes great. Let's see what else I can put it on.
Hey, Poober, I got this pepper cracker for you. I think you might like it.
Okay. Why would I like this exactly?
Because the carbohydrates are good for you. Well, dig in, my friend. I'll give you a little bit of privacy so you can eat your food.
Good for me, not in this bland state. Time for some maple syrup. There we go. Alright, it's a big pour. That looks good. Now, the big taste. Oh, that was good. Now time for the big sip. Oh, wait, Poober. Oh, hey, Reino. I was just about to take a sip from this cup, but if you want some, there's plenty to go around. Actually, I would not like some, and to be honest, I think you've had too much already. But you're the one who pitched maple syrup to me. You said that it didn't have any preservatives of any kind. Well, that's true. And that it didn't have any added sugars or salts. Well, I admit, while it may be true that maple syrup doesn't have any added sugars, what it does have is a lot of natural sugars derived from the maple syrup itself, which is why, in part, the syrup is so sweet. But it can also give you high blood pressure and heart problems in the future if you consume it in the large quantities which you're consuming in it right now, but it really depends on how bad the problem becomes. Well, yeah, but isn't this maple syrup around all types of the year? You can just go up to Soak Up Farms to purchase it. Poober, well, to answer that, let me ask you this. How long did it take for us to drive up to Soak Up Farms? 2.5 hours. And how many dollars did it cost to get that syrup? Well, over 30. I was there, and so were you, Reino. Exactly. That syrup, maple syrup, is hard to get, and Soak Up Farms is one of the few people who provides it naturally. We could just buy it here in the city, but if you want to get the same quality and no added sugars, you gotta travel. And that takes time, energy, and of course, a lot of money. Yes, but doesn't Stuffies have a lot more in the reserves? Well, actually, that's my third argument. About that 1/3 of the jar you're slowly draining out, that's what Stuffies will have to live off of in terms of maple syrup for the rest of January. It snowed over this weekend, and the roads might not be clear until late January. So for now, that third of a jar that you're slowly draining, that is what Stuffies has to live off of. And for the convenience of other Stuffies having maple syrup whenever they need it, and without you drinking it all up and getting yourself sick, I'm instituting a strict maple eating regimen. No more than, I'd say, like 2 pints a day. 2 pints, that's a lot. 2 milliliters, I mean. Oh, well, I guess that's fair. We wouldn't want every other Stuffy and Stufton to get mad because I drank up all their maple syrup and they barely got to use any. Still, I guess it's back to the maple syrup eating regiment and moping around until honey comes back. Well, actually, I have a food that I think you might like. And it goes great with this. What is it? Rolled oats and milk. Come on, I'll show you. Alright, let's roll. Woohoo!
Why do I feel like this isn't gonna work?
Hey everyone, it's me, Reino, and I have some important announcements about Stuffies to make, so stick around. Well, if you have the time, whatever you want to do. First, I'd like to talk about the Stuffies winter comeback. And I know it hasn't been what it's been panned out to be. Out of the 5 episodes promised in this week-long event, only 2 have actually made it to your screens. Well, 2 if you count the episode you're watching right now. And on behalf of us all at Stuffies and even at RHN, I sincerely apologize. Another topic I wanted to discuss in this little announcement block is if there's going to be any new Christmas-themed episodes of Stuffies this year. And the answer to that is no. And I know a Christmas episode is like a series rite of passage, especially for a series like this. But we have a separate project going on the weekday report that's going to be going through Christmas weekend and well into the week after that. So there will not be any Christmas-themed Stuffies episodes this year. We've actually been planning some, but you're going to have to wait until next year till those come around. The good news is that Stuffies are returning with new episodes in January, starting with a brand new New Year's episode on January 2nd. In the meantime, you can catch up with the entire season so far on our Stuffies YouTube playlist, or keep in touch with everything us Stuffies are doing in and outside of Stufton, only on our Google Plus collection. We'll leave the links to both of those in the description for you. As for the winter comeback, it's been a lot of things. It's been a disappointment, a very important lesson where I learned I can't tackle one big project all of a sudden. And officially over as soon as this episode's over. Well, we might do it again in a few years, but for now, we'll have to regard the winter's comeback in 2016 as a moment in history. As for me, besides my Google Plus feed, you won't be seeing me in video until January 2nd, so I'll see you around. Oh, and by the way, have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and a hooftastic New Year. Happy Holidays! Bye-bye! Holidays from us to you. RHN Special Report returns this January, only to RHN, where excellent reporting is cultivated.